Hey guys, welcome back. It's Maverick here today with another episode of Vivy. And indeed, we are entering the final stretch now, the last 3 episodes. So, well, I presume this is the final arc, right? I mean, we could be continuing on from the last arc, but I feel like with only 3 episodes left, they probably want to have enough time to reach a conclusion here, right? And indeed, there are still a lot of things that need to fit into these 3 episodes. You know, I'm still at this point kind of convinced that you know, there is still some kind of connection between Vivy and you know, the events that happened in the original timeline, like the uprising or whatnot. Like maybe it's gonna come full circle, something of that sort. And not to mention that we I can't talk today. We left last episode at the point where, you know, Diva kind of, you know, was gone. I really love that entire, you know, passing of the baton, if you will, passing it on to Vivy, passing her dreams, her missions on to Vivy. And Vivy, I think she is going to be okay now, right? Well, okay, I don't quite know, but I would presume that because we have this Diva situation here and being able to install a little bit more of hope and confidence into Vivy, she's not going to go crazy once again, right? And she's not going to get corrupted once again. But with that being said, though, there's definitely still some other parts from the last arc that I'm curious about, like the entire Antonio Ophelia situation. How exactly is that going to leave a mark on, you know, these future episodes and whatnot? Well, at this point in time, I guess we can only get into the episode and see what happens from here. So, let's get into it. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Alright, make sure I'm recording and all that. Oh. Wait, isn't this... Wait, is she in a museum or something? Ah, this kind of ties in with, yeah. This kind of ties in with, the first episode, right? Where Matsumoto said that Vivy was retired into an AI museum. Wait, and they're literally just, like, on display 24/7? Really? Wait, literally she's just here for the rest of her life? What kind of existence is that? I mean, wait, she's seriously just staying here for the rest of her life? Well, I guess you can't really... Wait, how long do AI last without, you know, without maintenance or whatnot? Oh, hey. So 5 years passed, right? And I guess, oh. So, again, they did a time skip. So I'm assuming right now that Vivi just kind of retired because she still can't like she can't exactly match like Diva's talents or something of that sort, or she can't, like, she still has some PTSD, if you will, right? She still has some trauma within her. But more importantly, is she just gonna stay there in her seat for the rest of her life? I mean, I know she's an AI and all that, but that seems really harsh. And that doesn't make any sense at all, because, like, consider all the way back in the first episode, we see that Vivy has her own room and all that. And you would think that, you know, so many years into the future, and with the entire concept of AI having rights and all that, it would be different. Oh yeah, and by the way, weren't we supposed to keep track of like that tower or whatnot? Wait, 45 years? Wait. Oh, because yeah, because she was Diva, right? Not Vivy. Okay. I guess that's what it means. Yeah. Yeah. Not even a farewell concert. That's gotta suck. Like, can you imagine if your favorite singer or whatnot just retired out of the blue? I'm guessing she still has PTSD, right? Okay, so maybe not exactly PTSD. More than the sense that she feels like she can't match Diva yet? Really? And like, how exactly do they explain that story, right? Like, what was the reason for their suicide? Still needs to wait until the actual. Yeah, and also they gotta solve that mystery, right? Favor? Alright, what was the task they were talking? Trying to sing again? Hmm. Wow. 65 years. I wonder. Hmm. Well, I would think they wouldn't exactly clear out the data. I mean, it's all data, it's all information, right?
どうしてまたそんな難しいお題を彼女に。
ヒントが欲しくてね。
ヒントですか。
私たち人間にとって心とは何か。初の自立人型 AI である彼女がどんな答えを出すか、それに期待してるんだよ。
そんなことはこのプロジェクトに望まれていません。下手に心などという曖昧な概念を演算に与えては。
構わない、どうなろうとね。例えば彼女なりの心を持った結果、私たち人間を恨もうとも構わない。さて、
I feel like that's kind of an unethical attitude to take towards AI. It's actually a big point of contention nowadays, right? The ethics of using AI and whatnot.
歌でみんなを幸せにすることだ。
Like on one,
心を込めて歌うんだよ。
grows to resent as humans.
すいません。
Oh.
申し訳ありません。何かご用でしょうか。あ、おさむさんですね。昨日社会科見学にいらした。
So yeah, it looks like they literally just sit here forever and ever, right? I guess Diva has, or Vivy has her
どうしたんですか。
mental space that she can retreat into, but
最初に生み出された歌姫 AI が人気もあったのに引退するなんて、それ以外考えられないって思って。
are you like an early fan?
私のことをご存知なんですか。常識だよ。知らないクラスの連中の方がおかしいんだ。その通りです。私は歌えなくなってしまったのでここにいるんです。一曲も歌うことが使命なのに。はい。僕、リーバの歌を目の前に。
I'm guessing this little kid probably listened to a recording or whatnot.
私と競争でもしませんか。競争。私は
In a lot of these cases,
歌を歌えるようになるか、その答えを探す。
you know, those that take inspiration
それを見つけるのが先か。
from someone would end up lending the inspiration back, right?
僕は別に友達なんて。はい、分かっています。でも引き受けてくれませんか。競争相手がいた方が私も頑張れるので。分かった。ありがとうございます。友達が一緒じゃなくてもまた来てもいい。もちろんです。またのご来館お待ちしています。
Vivy's actually quite good with children, unexpectedly. Well, I guess it comes with being a performer, right? Goes back into thought once again, eh?
無理なのか。既存の曲なら100万曲以上は歌えたのに。情けない話ね。アーカイブ。はい。過去 AI が作曲した曲はある。
10万曲以上が見つかりました。参照しますか。
いいえ、人間が作曲 AI やボットで作らせた曲じゃなくて AI が自らの意思で作曲した曲はある。
存在しません。
There's no dedicated AI for making songs? Although, I guess, would that be considered as being ordered to by humans?
今の私のドライブにある既存の曲で歌える曲。
Yeah, that pose there, right?
自分で作ればもしかしたら。
I think it was referenced back in the early episodes.
まさかあれから1年間ずっと。ちなみにどういう
A whole year. Ah, it's the ending song. Okay. Alright, she's gonna write the ending song?
いやいやいやいや、まさかこれだけですか。
うるさいわね。何を歌う曲か、誰のために歌う曲か。
Wow, they are time skipping really quick. So a year has already passed.
いつになるかわかりませんし、完成したところで歌えるかどうかは。ほどほどにしておくことをお勧めしますけどね。無理、使命を果たすためならどんなことでも試さないと。
Just like that. Well, you know what? The concept of time is definitely different to AI than to us humans, right? Like, in a way, you could say that AI are timeless. So, a year to them, like, could be the same as like a second or a minute to us. It's just different. And by the way, I'm thinking, is that personal, that personal favor or whatnot that Matsumoto mentioned, would that be with Diva? Like take care of Vivy or something of that sort? Oh hey, this guy's got friends. Wow, we are completely time skipping. So many years have passed already. Dang. That dude's an adult now. Are we just gonna skip through like the rest of the 40 years or whatnot? Because originally the AI rebellion was 100 years into the future, right? Oh, getting married. Pregnant? I guess they're... Wait, I recognize this voice. This is Takahito's son, isn't it? Is it Takahito? Luna-chan. Huh. Okay. Oh shit. So that's why they were looking concerned there. I guess it's complications on birth or something? She gained inspiration from that? So, Is the theme of this song like goodbye or something? Or death? Seems to be that way. Oh, this is so. God dang it, Matsumoto! We were just getting to the good part.
どう僕としたことが曲を聴いていた間我を忘れましたよ
That's a lie. Oh wait, it's about the Singularity Project.
それなら曲にできると思って
Okay, interesting take.
ですか誰のために作ったんです
I would have thought it would be about death.
いなくなってしまったけれど私の中に残り続けてる私の半身
それでこの曲であれば心を込めて歌えそうなんですか
歌えるなら歌ってた
まったくそれにしても何年もワンフレーズで詰まっていたくせに随分と一気に作ったものですね
Yeah, how many years?
指を握られたの
はい
1年ぶりね松本来てもらったのに悪いんだけど少し眠るから
え
また眠いのよまた来年
Just like that.
心配しなくてもお客さんが来たらちゃんと起きるから
まあ20年間抱えていたタス
20 years.
演算回路にも休憩は必要ですか
20 years. Just.
ビーバまあビビも歌えたわけではないし
Ah, there it is.
持ち越しというところでしょう
Right. The final task.
おやすみ
Entrusting Matsumoto with taking care of Vivy.
もし縁があったら会いましょう
I feel like that's a flag right there. Hey, you said you would get up if there are visitors.
そうかできたんだねお疲れ様ディーバ
Hmm. Yeah, I'm assuming that she did tell him
した時には
that she was working on a song.
ああ今行く
Matsumoto-san. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm not too surprised actually. Okay, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So that guy is the yeah. So he's the guy that was inspired. Like again, he was the one who sent Matsumoto to the past to ask Diva to save or ask Vivy to change the future, right? I had my suspicions there. You know, he seemed like also a guy working on robotics and whatnot. But wait, we're only on episode 10 though. We still got 2 more episodes. You know what? I think there's a little bit after the ending here. So, I will see you guys after this. Indeed, we have a little bit more after the ending, so let's watch this together in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh. I think. Like I said, like what Matsumoto said at the very end there, that was definitely a flag. Right? It's the AI uprising, isn't it? Yep. Her song? What the hell? Oh, okay. This is a preview. What the? Okay, I'll see you guys after this. Hey, okay, so as pretty much expected, things are definitely not this simple, right? Since we are only on episode 10. And I guess things in the end did come to be as as I more or less predicted, right? So, Vivy herself did, in fact, become one of the catalysts of the AI uprisings through some sort of reason, right? I'm still not entirely sure why or how or whatnot, but definitely I could get that vibe all the way back in the first half of the season. It seemed that something of this sort was bound to happen sometime soon, right? But although even though I say that, right, you definitely kind of feel, there's different ways to go about this, right? Because obviously right now we are in what we call a circular logic time loop here, right? Or actually, I'm not quite sure if that is the correct terminology to say it, but basically what I'm saying here is if Matsumoto never came back from the future and told Vivy about the Singularity Project and she never carried out the Singularity Project, would she have completed the song, right? About supposedly the Singularity Project. Although to me, I still feel like it's kind of weird that that song is about the Singularity Project. To me, it feels just, like life or goodbye or the memories that we've made along the way. But there is a certain ending to it, right? Which actually makes it quite apt as an ending thing, I gotta say. But anyways, you guys what I mean? So without that happening first, how would Vivy be able to create this, and why would that lead to AI uprising, right? Unless, of course, how the AI went haywire in the originally is quite different from how they went haywire now, right? There might be a discrepancy here as well, which we'll probably not know until we get to the full end of this story, right? I don't expect to immediately learn of this even in the next episode. We're probably going to be revealed all of it by the very end of this series, but I like it, and there's quite a few other things that I feel was utilized quite brilliantly here as well. Which is like for one, the perception of time, right? I actually really love that. I think I mentioned this a bit earlier as well, all the way back in the first half of the season, right? The first time when we went through this sort of time skip. And it's definitely something that the series has been utilizing to great effect as well. This innate difference between AI and humans here, right? Humans, we are mortal. We only have so many limited years on Earth. So an year, 5 years, or whatnot, those are very precious to us, right? We look at a time scheme and we're like, holy crap, so many years have passed. But to an AI, it doesn't really matter, right? They can essentially, I don't know, perhaps they can even live on indefinitely, provided they get, upgrades or replacements of parts or whatnot, right? We don't really know how exactly that works, but still, it's, in any case, it's definitely on a scale of time that's much different from normal mortal human beings, right? So being able to expedite this process here, and it serves a lot of things, right? It progresses the story forwards because obviously Matsumoto already mentioned he was from 100 years in the future, right? And we are not anywhere near that right now. We're only like 66 or 60 something years at this time, and then plus 20 years, right? So that would be 86 years already. So we're quite near the original time period of the uprising. I think it was a little bit accelerated, but then again, everything else in regards to the Singularity Project was accelerated as well, right? So I think there's no deviation there either. But I liked how they kept it consistent that way and whatnot. And it boggles the mind, right? That someone can be fixated on just one thing, right? Just this one thing, just trying to create this one song for 20 years. But then again, that's AI perception is different from human perception, and I like that because it once again drives home the fact that AI and humans fundamentally are still not the same. I'm quite curious actually what kind of ending that this series is actually going to go for, and what kind of stance it will take on this subject, right? Because I think it's very interesting. On one hand, they seem to, especially with the main character being an AI and whatnot, they seem to keep on wanting to push forward this does AI also have their rights and whatnot, and try to humanize them in a lot of ways. But yet, at the same time, there are various little things and whatnot where you look at it and you go, I kind of get the feeling that maybe the entire series also wants to make this point that AI and humans are still fundamentally separate things, right? And you can't really say, okay, this AI is like a human or has become human, because that's not what the point is of this series, and that's not what the point of AI are, right? But even so, I do, I am still slightly weirded out by one thing, and I already mentioned this at the beginning of the series, which, at the beginning of this episode, which is, putting them in a museum or whatnot, like, it's not even the fact that okay, I think they should be treated as humans, given some privacy and whatnot. It's just that I feel like it's weird, right? I just think it's weird, because all the way back in season 1, I made a specific comment on this as well, because I was quite surprised they actually gave Vivy her own private room and allowed her to actually travel back and forth between her residence and the place where she worked, and so on and so forth. And yet, now that she's retired, they basically just put her in there. Like, if that is how AI can be, then why not, I don't know, like why even go through all that effort of providing her a room in the first place, right? So I don't know, it definitely feels kind of how can I say this? I definitely feel like there's a conflict there. What's the correct terminology for it? There's I can't quite remember how to describe it. It's just weird, right? You either do it one way or you do it the other way. You don't do both at the same time, right? Although I guess maybe this is kind of what Yugo was trying to say there in the last episode, right? You either treat them as an AI or treat them as a human. And no, I get that, right? I get that. But what I'm saying here is that they obviously already made some sort of accommodations, and at this point in time, they already give certain rights and whatnot to AI. So how come it is that once she's retired, suddenly all these rights all disappear and whatnot? You would think that for a society that is that has already gone the path of treating AI, giving them their own rights and so on and so forth, and even providing them, some sorts of stuff that could be akin to privacy and decency, all that kind of stuff, and to suddenly take it away, I don't know. I just feel like it's not really consistent logic. But maybe it's trying to make a point there, maybe not, or maybe I'm just looking too far into this and whatnot. And hey, who's to say that the AI actually care, right? Because certainly I don't think. I guess technically they don't really care, because they can just retreat into their minds and to them, they can access this archive and whatnot, and that's where they spend the majority of their time anyways. But still, I don't know. Maybe it's also trying to say I'm looking at this from a human perspective, right? And we shouldn't be looking at this from a human perspective. AI or AI, maybe I should take some of my own words of wisdom, if you will, and recognize that I shouldn't be looking at this situation through the viewpoint of a human. AI are different, right? They're just fundamentally different. So things that seem weird to us, or we are weirded out by, or we get kind of indignant of, or some sort, or something that we feel is illogical, to them it's like, hey, no big deal, right? It's weird to get distraught over something of this sort. So that's definitely, but in any case, that's definitely kind of fun, right? I can't wait until the end of this, actually, to see what exactly, how they're going to tie it together, and what kind of conclusion that they are actually going to make. And I'm not talking about like in the sense of where Vivy ends up, or do they stop the AI uprising or whatnot. That's, to me, actually, that's kind of beside the point, as funny as that may sound, right? Because Vivy is the main character, right? And we're supposed to care about the main character and whatnot. But honestly, to me, what's even more interesting than all of this is how exactly this series takes on the concept of AI, takes up the concept of robotics, and how it mishmashes it to what kind of definition that it gives it, and its relation to humanity, right? That's the part which I am most interested in. But then again, right, of course, you know, just looking at this from a pure anime standpoint, from a pure visual and sound and you know, just at the aesthetic of everything, it's definitely still up there, right? I mean, there's really nothing to complain about here, and the ending theme honestly is quite beautiful, and it gets even more beautiful once you realize that meaning has been put into it, right? So I can't wait. I'm sure that they will actually put lyrics in there somehow, right? Because if you already make the song and to describe a certain situation, or you already have put your feelings into the song, it would only stand to reason that you would then put these feelings into words, right? I think that is an inevitable outcome of all this. And, you know, if things continue like this, then I do feel that perhaps we will only get the lyrics to the song right at the very, very last episode as a final closure, right? And, again, going back full circle, if that ending song is talking about the entire Singularity Project, or everything that Vivy encountered, all the people she encountered, all the things she did, all the ones that she that was taken away from her, you know, things, people, etc., AI, etc., then yeah, it would come full circle, and that would be the end, right? You only end that when Vivy's story ends as well. So, oh, but if that were the case, then if that were actually the case, then Vivy would probably need to die in the last episode. Well, let's just keep it at that, right? We have 2 more episodes to go, and let's just see how exactly they ended. So there we go, guys. That's it for episode 10 of Vivy. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.